You've been doing everything right. You wake up early. You visualize your dream life with perfect clarity. You say your affirmations with conviction. You feel the gratitude. You light the candle. You write in your journal. You meditate. You've read the books. You've watched the videos. You know the law of attraction inside and out. And yet, here you are. Still in the same apartment, still checking your bank account with that familiar knot in your stomach. Still in the same relationship or lack of one. Still watching other people manifest effortlessly while you're stuck wondering what you're doing wrong. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had that moment? That 3 a.m. moment when you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling and a voice whispers, "Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe I'm the exception. Maybe I'm just not meant for this." I know that voice. I've heard it too. But here's what that voice doesn't tell you. Here's what almost nobody talks about. That feeling, that frustration, that doubt, that exhaustion isn't evidence that manifestation doesn't work. It's evidence that you're doing it backwards. You're not failing because you don't know enough. You're not failing because the universe isn't listening. You're failing because 95% of you is saying the exact opposite of what your 5% conscious mind is trying to manifest. And I'm going to prove it to you in the next 30 minutes. Not with theory, not with wishful thinking, but with quantum mechanics, with neuroscience, with the hidden architecture of reality that's been operating beneath your awareness this entire time. So if you're ready to stop fighting yourself, if you're ready to understand why your prayers feel like they're bouncing off a ceiling, if you're ready to become the version of you that doesn't need to try so hard, stay with me. Because what I'm about to show you changes everything. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Your prayers aren't being ignored, they're being answered with perfect precision, but not the prayers your mouth is saying, not the affirmations your conscious mind is repeating. The universe, the quantum field, the invisible intelligence coordinating reality. It doesn't hear your words, it hears your signal, and 95% of your signal is coming from a place you're not even aware of. Let me explain this in a way that'll make your skin tingle. Right now, as you're watching this, your subconscious mind, what neuroscientists call the body mind, is running the show. It's controlling your breathing, your heartbeat, your digestion. But it's also doing something far more powerful. It's broadcasting. Every cell in your body is generating an electromagnetic field. Every stored emotion, guilt, shame, fear, anger, unworthiness is coded into that field, and that field is interacting with the quantum field around you every single second. Your body has memorized your past. It's addicted to the emotional signature of who you've been. So even while your conscious mind is visualizing abundance, your body is screaming scarcity. While you're affirming, "I am worthy," your cells are vibrating at the frequency of shame. You're sending mixed signals. And in the language of the quantum field, mixed signals equal noise. Not a clear request, not a coherent wave, just static. This is why your manifestations feel like pushing a boulder uphill. This is why you can't seem to hold on to the feeling. This is why the moment you open your eyes from meditation, you snap back into the same person you've always been. Because you haven't changed the signal. Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of the few people who understands this at a deep level, says it like this: your personality creates your personal reality. Not your wishes, not your hopes, your personality. And your personality is nothing more than how you think, how you feel, and how you act. It's the sum total of your memorized emotions, your unconscious beliefs, your automated reactions. So if you want a new reality, you don't need a new vision board. You need a new personality. You need to become someone else. Not metaphorically, literally, energetically, cellularly, and that's what most people miss. They think manifestation is about adding something to who they are. It's not. It's about dying to who you've been and being reborn as someone new, someone whose body matches their mind, someone whose signal is coherent, someone the quantum field can actually hear. Are you starting to see it? Good, because now we go deeper. Let me tell you where most people go wrong with visualization. They think the point is to see the picture clearly, to imagine the car, the house, the relationship in vivid detail. And yes, that matters, but it's not the point. The point is the feeling. Because in quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. It's one of the most elegant and unsettling discoveries in modern science. It says that the act of observation collapses a wave of probability into a particle of reality. In other words, consciousness affects matter. You, the observer, are collapsing possibilities into experiences just by the act of focusing your attention. But here's the kicker. It's not your attention alone that does this. It's your attention plus your emotional state. Think of it like this. You're standing in an infinite field of potential futures. Every possible version of your life exists right now as a wave, a probability. The quantum field is holding all of it in superposition, waiting for you to choose. When you visualize, you're reaching into that field and selecting one wave. But the field doesn't collapse the wave into your reality based on how clearly you see it. It collapses based on how coherently you feel it. Coherence, that's the word. When your thoughts and your emotions are aligned, you create a clear, powerful signal. The field responds, the wave collapses, reality shifts. But when you're visualizing from a state of lack, when you're imagining your dream life while feeling the emptiness of not having it, you're incoherent. You're like a radio trying to broadcast two stations at once. And the universe? It just hears noise. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pause for a second. Think about the last time you visualized something you want. What were you feeling? Were you feeling the joy of already having it, or were you feeling the ache of wanting it? Because that difference, that tiny emotional distinction, is the difference between manifestation and desperation. Most people visualize from lack. They see the future they want and immediately feel how far away it is. The gap between here and there becomes the dominant emotion. And guess what the field delivers? More gap, more distance, more waiting. But when you visualize from wholeness, when you feel the gratitude, the peace, the joy as if it's already here, you collapse the wave. You don't need it to happen. You're already living in the reality where it has happened. That's the secret. You have to feel it before you see it, not because you're tricking yourself, but because emotionally you're already there. And the quantum field doesn't know the difference between an experience you're having and an experience you're emotionally embodying. To the field, they're the same. Bruce Lipton, the cellular biologist, proved this in his lab. He showed that cells respond to the energy of belief, not the truth of circumstances. If your cells believe you're abundant, they behave as if you are, even if your bank account says otherwise. So let's do this together right now. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Think of one thing you're trying to manifest. Don't see the lack of it. See yourself already living it. Feel the relief, the ease, the simple, quiet joy of it being done. Hold that for 5 seconds. Did you feel it? Even for a flicker? That flicker is the signal. That's what the field is listening for. And if you can learn to sustain that signal, if you can become the person who lives in that emotional state, you won't need to manifest anymore. You'll just be living the life that matches your energy. Ready to go deeper, Tombs? Affirmations. We've all done them. Standing in front of the mirror saying, I am wealthy. I am confident. I am loved. And for a moment, maybe you believe it. Maybe you feel a little spark of hope. But then you walk out the door, check your bank account, and the old feeling floods back in. Here's why. Your conscious mind, the part that's saying the affirmation, controls about 5% of your behavior. The other 95%, that's running on autopilot, on subconscious programming, on emotional patterns your body memorized years ago. And your body? It's honest. While your mouth is saying, I am abundant, your body is feeling the contraction of scarcity. Your stomach tightens, your shoulders hunch, your breath shortens, you're living in survival mode. And survival mode has a very specific chemical signature: cortisol, adrenaline, stress hormones. Those chemicals tell every cell in your body, we're in danger, conserve, protect, withdraw. That's the signal you're sending, not abundance. Scarcity, not confidence. Fear, not love. Unworthiness, so the field responds exactly as it should. It gives you more situations that match your emotional state, more reasons to feel unworthy, more evidence that you're not enough. It's not cruel, it's precise. The quantum field is a mirror. It reflects your state of being back to you with perfect accuracy. This is what no one tells you about affirmations. They don't work if your body doesn't believe them. You can't fake it. You can't trick the field, because the field isn't listening to your words, it's reading your electromagnetic signature. Joe Dispenza calls this the body-mind gap. Your mind has an intention, but your body is living in the past. And as long as that gap exists, you're incoherent. So what do? You close the gap. You teach your body to feel the new emotion before the new reality appears. Not fake it till you make it. Embody it till you become it. Here's how. Let's say you're affirming abundance. Instead of just saying the words, drop into your body. Ask yourself, what does abundance feel like? Not what does it look like? What does it feel like? Does it feel like relief, ease, freedom, gratitude? Find the feeling. Then breathe it into your chest. Let it expand through your arms, your legs, your spine. Let your body learn what abundance feels like, not as a concept but as a lived experience. Do this for 60 seconds. Just sit with the feeling. Let it recondition your nervous system. Let it rewire your cells, because here's the stunning part. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real experience and an imagined one that's emotionally vivid. If you feel abundant, your body starts producing the chemistry of abundance. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, those chemicals change your gene expression. They alter your electromagnetic field, they shift your signal, and the quantum field responds to the new signal. This is why gratitude works, not because you're being polite to the universe, but because gratitude is the emotional signature of already having what you want. When you feel grateful for something before it happens, you're sending a signal that says it's already done. And the field says, okay, let me show you more reasons to feel that way. So here's my question for you. What emotion are you practicing every day? Because whatever emotion you practice becomes your default state, and your default state becomes your destiny. If you practice lack, you get lack. If you practice gratitude, you get abundance. It's that simple, and that uncomfortable, because it means you can't blame your circumstances anymore. You're not a victim of your reality. You're the creator of it. Shall we keep going? Let me ask you something. Have you ever prayed for something with every fiber of your being and heard nothing but silence? Maybe you prayed for healing, for money, for love, for a way out. And the silence felt like rejection. Here's what's actually happening. When you pray from a state of desperation, you're praying from lack. You're saying, I don't have this, I need this, please give me this. And the quantum field hears that clearly. It hears, I don't have. I need. I'm incomplete. So it gives you more experiences of not having. More need, more incompleteness, not because it's ignoring you, but because it's responding with perfect precision to the signal you're sending. This is the prayer paradox. The moment you need something, you're affirming its absence. The desperation in your prayer is the very energy that pushes it away. So what's the solution? You pray as if it's already answered. You don't beg. You don't plead. You give thanks. This is what every mystic, every master, every person who's learned to work with the field has discovered. Gratitude before the evidence. Jesus said it. When you pray, believe that you have already received it and it will be yours. Not, believe you will receive it someday. Believe you have already received it. Because in the quantum field, all possibilities already exist. The version of reality where your prayer is answered, it's there, right now, as a wave. Your job isn't to create it, your job is to collapse it into your experience. And you do that by matching its frequency. If you want health, you have to feel healthy before the diagnosis changes. If you want abundance, you have to feel abundant before the check arrives. If you want love, you have to feel loved before the person shows up. This is the part where most people quit. They say, that's delusional, that's ignoring reality. But they don't understand what reality is. Reality isn't what you see. Reality is what you're resonating with. You're not changing reality by feeling abundant. You're selecting a different reality, one that already exists, by shifting your resonance. Think of it like tuning a radio. All the stations are broadcasting right now. You're just tuned to one frequency. If you want to hear a different station, you don't wait for the station to come to you. You change the dial. Your emotional state is the dial. And when you feel gratitude for what hasn't happened yet, you're tuning yourself to the frequency where it has happened. The field doesn't care about linear time. It doesn't care about before and after. It only cares about resonance. So here's the practice. Think of one thing you've been praying for. Now stop asking for it. Stop needing it. Instead, close your eyes and say, "Thank you for this. I don't know how it's happening, but I trust it's already done." Feel the relief of that, the release, the surrender. Notice how different that feels from desperation. That feeling, that's the signal that moves mountains. Not your effort, not your worthiness, not your perfect words, your surrender. Because when you surrender the need, you open the space for it to arrive. And here's what I've seen happen again and again. The moment people stop chasing, it shows up. The moment they stop needing the relationship, the right person appears. The moment they stop stressing about money, the opportunity comes. It's not coincidence. It's coherence. You finally stopped sending the signal of lack, and the field could deliver what was always there. So let me ask you, what are you ready to stop needing? What are you ready to trust is already yours? Because that trust, that's the doorway. Let's step through it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're addicted to being you. Not the you want to be, the you've always been. Your body has memorized the emotions of your past. Guilt, shame, anger, fear, sadness, and those emotions have become so familiar, so automatic that they feel like home. Even if home is painful, this is what Joe Dispenza calls emotional addiction. Your body has become conditioned to produce the same chemicals every day, the same stress hormones, the same emotional cocktail. And your brain, it's wired to keep you there, because your brain's job isn't to make you happy. Its job is to keep you safe, and safe, to the brain, means familiar. So even when you try to change, even when you meditate, visualize, affirm, you hit an invisible wall, a gravitational pull back to the old self. You wake up motivated. By noon, you're scrolling mindlessly. By evening, you're back in the same emotional loop you swore you'd break. Why? Because you're trying to create a new future while living in the past, and the past has a stronger signal. Your body has spent years, maybe decades, practicing fear, practicing unworthiness, practicing lack. So when you try to feel abundant for 10 minutes during meditation, your body rebels. It says, "This doesn't feel like me. This feels unsafe. Let's go back to what we know." And you do, not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is running a program it's practiced 10,000 times. So how do you break it? You rehearse the new self more than you remember the old self. You out-practice your past. Here's what that looks like. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you dive into the to-do list, you sit down and ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Not what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? Do I want to be calm, confident, grateful, energized? Choose one. Then feel it, not for 5 seconds, for 5 minutes. Let your body learn what confidence feels like, what calm feels like, what gratitude feels like. You're not faking it, you're rehearsing it. You're teaching your body a new emotional baseline. And here's what happens. At first it feels forced, awkward, fake. But if you keep practicing, something shifts. Your body starts to recognize the new emotion. It stops resisting, it starts craving it. And one day you wake up and realize, you're not pretending anymore. You've become it. This is the secret of every person who's radically transformed their life. They didn't wait for circumstances to change. They changed who they were being, and the circumstances followed, because your personality creates your personal reality. Change the personality, change the reality, and your personality isn't fixed. It's not written in stone. It's just a pattern your nervous system has been practicing. So practice something new. Here's the exercise. Sit down, close your eyes. Think of one emotion you keep recycling. Maybe it's frustration, maybe it's loneliness, maybe it's anxiety. Now ask, what would I rather feel? Peace, joy, calm? Choose one. Then breathe it in. Let it fill your chest. Let your face relax into it. Let your shoulders drop. Stay there for 2 minutes. You're not waiting for a reason to feel this way. You're generating the feeling from within. That's power. That's the quantum you. The you who doesn't need circumstances to change before you change. The you who becomes the future before the future arrives. And when you do this, when you break the addiction to your old self, everything changes. Not because you've manifested something outside of you, but because you've manifested something inside of you. A new self. And that new self lives in a new reality. Are you ready to meet them? Now we bring it all together. Everything I've shown you, the coherence, the embodiment, the surrender, the rehearsal, it all comes down to one practice, a meditation, but not the kind you're used to. This isn't about relaxation. This isn't about clearing your mind. This is about becoming someone new. Joe Dispenza breaks it into 3 parts. And when you understand why each part works, it becomes devastatingly powerful. Part 1. Create the new you. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you ask yourself, who do I no longer want to be? What thoughts do I want to stop thinking? What emotions do I want to stop feeling? What behaviors do I want to stop repeating? You name them. You acknowledge them. And then you let them go. You don't fight them. You don't shame yourself for having them. You just observe them and say, I'm done being this. That's the death. Then you ask, who do I want to become? What thoughts does this new person think? What emotions do they feel? What actions do they take? You choose, consciously, deliberately, and then you feel it, not as a concept, as a lived experience. You let the emotion of this new self move through your body. You condition your cells to recognize it. This is how you send a new signal to your genes. You're literally changing your biology in real time. Part 2. Rehearse the new you. Now you practice. You imagine yourself moving through your day as this new person, not doing different things, being different. How do they walk into a room? How do they respond to stress? How do they speak? How do they carry themselves? You rehearse it mentally until it feels natural, because your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. Every time you rehearse, you're laying down new neural pathways. You're training your nervous system to default to this new state. You're becoming familiar with the unfamiliar. And the more you rehearse, the less willpower it takes. It becomes automatic. Part 3. Create your new destiny. Now, from this elevated state, from the energy of the new you place your intentions. You think about what you want to create, but you don't think about it from lack. You think about it from wholeness. You see it, you feel it, and then you release it. You hand it over to the quantum field and say, I trust you to orchestrate this in a way I can't imagine. You don't micromanage. You don't obsess over how, when, where, who. You surrender the details and hold the feeling, because the field doesn't need your instructions. It needs your coherence. When you're coherent, when your mind and body are aligned, you become a powerful antenna. You broadcast a clear signal, and the field responds. Not sometimes, always. The question is never, will the field respond? The question is, what signal am I sending? So here's the practice. 15 minutes, every morning. Part 1. Let go of who you've been. 5 minutes. Part 2. Rehearse who you're becoming. 5 minutes. Part 3. Release your intentions and trust. 5 minutes. Do this for 30 days, not to see if it works, but to become the person for whom it's already working, because you're not trying to get something. You're becoming someone. And that someone lives in a reality where what you want is normal, natural, inevitable. This is the quantum you, the you that's always been there waiting for you to remember, the you that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't doubt, the you that simply is. And from that state of being, everything you've been asking for collapses into form, not because you did more, but because you became more. Are you ready to stop waiting? Let's bring this home. So here we are. You now understand something that most people will never grasp, that you're not a victim of reality. You're a participant in it, that your prayers aren't being ignored, they're being answered exactly as you're broadcasting them, that you don't need more information. You don't need another technique. You don't need to wait for circumstances to change. You need to change your signal. And your signal is simple. It's your state of being. Who you are when no one's watching. What you feel when you're alone. The emotional baseline you return to again and again. That's your broadcast. And the quantum field, this infinite, intelligent, loving field that's holding every possibility in superposition. It's listening. It's always been listening. But it doesn't hear your words. It doesn't hear your desperation. It hears your coherence. And when you become coherent, when your thoughts, your emotions, your actions align, you become a force of nature. You stop asking for miracles. You start creating them. Not through effort, not through worthiness, but through resonance. You tune yourself to the frequency of the reality you want, and the field delivers the matching experience every single time. This isn't wishful thinking. This is quantum mechanics. This is biology. This is the hidden architecture of how reality works. And you, right now, have the power to use it. Not someday, not when you're more spiritual, not when you're more deserving. Right now, because the quantum you, the version of you that's already living the life you want, exists right now. In this moment, as a wave of possibility, your job is to collapse that wave by becoming that person. By feeling what they feel, by thinking what they think, by embodying their energy before the evidence appears. And when you do that, when you stop waiting for permission from the outside world and you give yourself permission to be whole right now, everything shifts. Not in theory, in reality. You'll start noticing synchronicities, doors opening, opportunities appearing, people saying exactly what you needed to hear. And you'll realize this isn't luck. This is the field responding to your signal. This is the universe saying, I see you, I hear you, and I'm matching your energy. So let me ask you one final question. Who are you going to be tomorrow? Not what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? Because that choice, that simple, radical choice to become someone new, is the most powerful thing you'll ever do. It's not about the house, the money, the relationship. It's about you becoming the person who lives in that reality. And when you become that person, the reality has no choice but to follow. That's the quantum you. Welcome home. If you felt something shift in you while watching this, I want you to know something. That shift wasn't random. That wasn't just information entering your mind. That was recognition. You recognized yourself, the real you, the quantum you. And now that you've recognized it, you can't unsee it. So here's what I'm asking. Don't let this moment fade. Don't go back to scrolling, back to distraction, back to the old loop. Anchor this. Drop one word in the comments, just one. The word that captures the energy you're feeling right now. Maybe it's ready. Maybe it's alive. Maybe it's finally. Whatever it is, write it. Because when you name the shift, you make it real. And if you're feeling called to go deeper, if you want to be part of a community that's practicing this every single day, hit that subscribe button. Not because I need you to, but because you need this space. You need a place where this conversation continues, where you're reminded every week that you're not crazy, that this is real, that you're not alone in choosing to become more. Now I need to tell you something important. This is episode 20 of the Quantum You series. 20 conversations deep, 20 layers into the architecture of reality itself. And if you've been with me from the beginning, you know we're not playing small anymore. But here's where it gets critical. Episode 21 is about to reveal something most people never discover. The bridge between meditation and real life. Between feeling elevated for 15 minutes and living as that new person all day long. It's called demonstration. How to maintain the signal. How to become so coherent that the universe has no choice but to respond with feedback you can't ignore. I'm not going to spoil it. The full playlist and episode 21 are linked in the description below. Until then, practice. Become the quantum you, and watch reality rearrange itself to match. I'll see you in the next one.